Hello, and welcome to my playthrough of Disturbed. This is the first time I'm playing a scary game on my channel. I hope you like it.
Another dull day passes as you struggle to manage your failing farm. Your crops are beginning to wilt, and your cow is sick. For some time, the land has been very quiet. The air has grown thick and foul. Each passing day, you feel more uncertain if things will ever return to how they were before. Perhaps it is up to you? You've made up your mind. You're going to do something about it. You stand in front of your humble home, pondering what you should do next. In this economy, that home would go for like $400,000. Yeah. Ooh. Do you guys want to pick with me? Should we go to the crops, go in the house, or go in the shed? Shed? Okay. Oh, jeez. You attempt to open the shed door, but the door won't budge. You remember locking it some time ago, but you can't remember what you did with the key. Alright, we're down to crops or house. I'm gonna pick this time. We're gonna go in the house. Surely we'd find a key in there. Oh my gosh. Entering the house, you feel a subtle uneasiness, as if the growing blight outside has penetrated the walls of your safe haven. From what you see, however, everything is the same as you left it. Perhaps this may be a good time to just lay in bed and wish that your problems will just go away. You fight the notion, but the temptation is still there. Alright, we can read in your journal, open chest, lay in bed, or go back outside. Do you think the chest... Yeah, the chest will have a key in it. You open the chest and find nothing more than a pile of papers. It seems you have less valuables than you anticipated. You close the chest. The game just called us broke, guys. The game just called us poor. Okay, read in journal. Dear Journal, another usual day on the farm. The crops are growing with good health. Bethann? Bethany? It's one of those names I've only ever read. I've never said out loud. It's also Bethane. Bethane. Is also doing quite well, never disappointed with the milk she provides. If things... Oh, it's a cow, I think. Yeah, okay, maybe? I don't know. If things continue to go well, I may be able to invest in more animals. A farmer can only be social with a cow. Yeah, it's a cow. Bethann. Beth for short. We'll go with that. Beth is such a, yeah, typical, like, cow name, I think. No offense to any Beths out there. Dear Journal, today has been an unfortunate day. Somebody broke into my shed and stole some things. I usually don't mind if someone steals a bite to eat from the garden, but to take my equipment... Well, I put a lock on the door and hid the key. Nobody will ever get into my stuff again. Dear Journal, I woke one night to find a foul smell I have never come across before. I took a step outside to see what I could find, but I found nothing after searching about the farm. Whatever it is... Searching about the farm... it's just worded really... Whatever it is, it must be bad. I should make a trip into the city to see what this is about. I'm gonna lay in bed just to see what happens. You lay in your bed and fall asleep to the light sound of wind blowing outside against the grass. You begin to hear whispers and chants, but you can't make anything of it. An image appears before you, a stone, glowing as if it were alive. The chants get louder as your vision grows in more detail. I don't like this. You reach toward the stone with your hand. As your finger makes contact, a clash of thunder rattles around you. Your clothing and skin start to flake away, like dust in the wind. We just got Thanos snapped. The particles flow into the stone, sapping the life from your body. You feel pain you've never experienced before, and fear begins to flood over you. You suddenly see yourself laying in bed, never to wake up again. Your adventure ends here. To the crops we go. A path divides the crops you have labored so hard to prosper these past months. A penetrating odor reminds you that your plants are decaying away and time is running short. Follow the path, go into the pen, go back to the house. So there's not going to be anything back at the house. So do we follow the path or do we go into the pen? Path? Okay. Follow the path. You continue down the trail for a while until you see a cave off in the distance. You pause, questioning if there could be something helpful in there. It seems like a bad idea. Continue down the path or go into the cave. I mean, we can see what happens. Oh, I don't like this. Go in. There's a faint whistle from the wind passing between the rocks. I don't know if I can make it like... The temperature significantly cools as you enter the cave. You notice that there is a different smell, but you welcome it, comparing it to the deathly blight found outside. You welcome it compared to the... Okay. Go further into the cave or exit the cave. I think we're full sending it now. Oh, hey there. Before you take your next step, a large bear emerges from the darkness. Well, you realize that you have made a terrible mistake even thinking that something helpful can be in here. Do we fight the bear or do we run away? I don't think fighting the bear is the right choice. But I kind of want to see what happens. Go all in, fight it. There's no escape. I think we're gonna die, but I kind of want to see what happens. You scan the ground and notice that there are numerous rocks you can grab and throw at the bear. You begin to do so as the bear approaches you. You never run. Alright. One after the other, you throw the rocks as hard as you can. The bear charges at you as you bend over to grab another rock. Tackling you to the ground, the bear bites into your neck. Your body quickly glows limp and you die. Wow, they didn't even sugarcoat it. It's just, you dead. Your adventure ends here. Continue down the path. You come to a stop as you stumble upon a broken wagon. Continue on, inspect the wagon. Let's inspect it. You look about the mess and find bits of food and clothes scattered about the scene. You notice a key on the ground during your search. You pick up the key and continue on your way. Is that the shed key? After what felt like an hour or two, you reach a bridge. Nearby the path is a small shack, similar to the house you have on the farm. The man that lives here is a kind fellow from what you recall. Maybe he's home. Cross the bridge, inspect the shack. I figure because we're here, we may as well inspect the shack, right? Oh, that's creepy. You walk toward the structure and knock on the door. You scratch the back of your head, figuring that the person that lives here is currently occupied, if not elsewhere. You remember picking up a key from the wagon and you use it on the door. That doesn't seem like a good idea. The door unlocks. You decide to help yourself in. That really doesn't seem like a good idea. Observing the empty room, you realize something terrible must have taken place here. Are those drag marks to like a hatch? I don't like this. I don't like this, guys. I don't wanna. The room is a wreck, just like the wagon. You are overcome with fear as you think of the man that used to dwell here. Open the trap! No. Oh no. No. Open it? How dare you peer pressure me into opening it? We'll open it. I was gonna probably do it anyway. You observe the trap door and notice a lock keeping it closed. Probably a murderer outside. Thanks Thanks. Thanks for that. So you want to hide? Okay, maybe. With the key, you unlock the hatch and get it open. Without thinking, you travel downward. Walking down the steps leading below, the air attacks your body with a piercing cold. You notice immediately that there is a woman chained to the wall. She doesn't seem to notice you as you study her. Guys, I think we're in a sect. You feel darkness surround you as you stay in this awful place. Talk to the woman, leave the shack. Well, we're here now. You tremble as you try to form words in your mouth. You there, let me out of here. The pressure of such a demand makes you freeze. You take a moment to think about the situation before you respond. You, what got you locked up to begin with? You'll never believe me even if I told you the truth. Something brought you here. Please, have mercy on me. I don't know if I trust you. I feel like you're gonna kill me. I feel like this can only end badly. She might be crazy. I don't know if crazy is the word. I think more like maybe she's a witch and she's gonna just shank me, in a second. You approach the woman and unlock the shackles that bind her. She's chained because she's a bear. As her arms become free, she moans in pain. Oh, thank you so much. The woman struggles to regain her strength but starts to stand up on her own. As she gets up, she turns toward you. Oh, hello. I will now do you a favor. What seemed to be the face of a helpless woman disappears as a horrible image manifests itself before you. You feel the chilling grip of bone hands lock onto your arms. I don't like this. Energy flees from your body and you fall to your knees. You feel the essence of your life slip away as everything goes black. How is this doing me a favor? It is unfortunate that your journey ends here. Well, demon. Apparently so. Inspect the book on the table. You pick up the book and start to flip through the pages. You discover that this is a journal. Reading a passage or two can't hurt. What, not gonna decline? I could decline. But I kind of wanted to read the journal. Today's trading went smoothly, thank goodness. What I am thrilled most about, however, is what one of my buddies mentioned to me at the conclusion of our day. Apparently there's a pond nearby that has some of the biggest fish in the region. With a good catch, I can make enough to move things forward. I was caught off guard when he mentioned that nobody has been able to catch any from there. I guess your typical fishing rod won't do the trick, but what can be done about it then? Something to be intrigued about, I suppose. These past couple weeks have been really rough for me. My trading business has gone under, and I have lost nearly everything I own. This has punished me to extremes, but that can't be helped now. I am leaving this place forever, never to return. The land is dying, and there is nothing but darkness here. Anyone reading this should leave while they can. You can't find a name to give this man, but regardless of the name, you got chills running down your spine. Alright, we'll go decline. Speedrun! Hello, lady. Talk to the woman. Let me out of here! Decline. I will not. No, don't go! With nothing else to interact with, you make your way upstairs. I'm sure that's nothing to be concerned about. As you exit, you can hear the woman laugh behind you. The voice causes the shack to shake. You leave the shack as fast as you could. You leave the shack and cross the bridge before something bad happens. I'm sure there's nothing to worry about. You cross the bridge safely and continue down the trail. After all that has happened, you feel that you should take a moment to rest. You find a spot under a tree and sit down. Getting comfortable, you tilt your head back against the tree and gaze into the sky. take a nap, pick at the grass. Both of these seem like a trap, not gonna lie. We're gonna go with pick at the grass because going to sleep got me killed earlier. Ah! As you pick at the grass blades in your reach, the ground begins to shake. Before you can get up, roots from below sprout from the ground and wrap around your legs. You turn around to see a large, angry face looking back at you. Your jaw drops in horror. No sound or scream escapes your tongue as the tightening grip of the roots squeeze what air is left out from your body. Your adventure ends here. Yeah, I did say it seemed like a trap. Alright, back to here. Take a nap. Your eyes close and your body relaxes. You fall asleep within seconds. As your mind wanders, you see a blurry image. Details emerge as you gaze. You wonder who this might be. A bad feeling then overcomes you when you realize who this is. You try to wake yourself up. You wake up and jump to your feet, looking about yourself and your surroundings. All seems well. You can't help but feel fearful that something bad will happen to you if you stay here. Moving forward seems like the only logical option now. You reach a point where the trail splits into two paths. Which way should you go? Alright guys, which way should we go? Left or right? Let's start with the right. You reach the end of the pathway. In the distance is a tower looking over the area. A gate secures passage to the area with a wall around the property. Also of interest, there is a tree that has a hole carved into it. Oh, okay. Go to the gate, inspect the tree, go back to where the path split. Let's start with the tree, even though the last tree kind of killed me. You approach the tree and notice the hole is big enough to fit your hand in it. Nuh-uh. That's a bad idea. You look and see something shiny in the hole as if it were metal. Feeling around with your hand, you find 3 knobs. One on the right, one centered in the middle, and one on the left. No, this seems like a bad idea. But since we're here, press the knobs. We're sticking with the right. Okay, nothing happened. Middle. Left. The knobs lock in place. You wait for a moment, but nothing happens. It must be some sort of combination. Okay. We're still alive. You reach the end of the pathway. In the distance is a tower. Okay. To the gate. You approach the gate cautiously. Enter or go back? Enter. Standing before the tower, your heart begins to sink. This is no doubt the birthplace of the spreading plague. Oh, snap. There's a fountain before you with statues on your right and left. Okay, we can enter the tower. We can inspect the fountain. Inspect the statue on the left. Inspect the statue on the right. We're starting with the right. Ah, creepy. Before you stands an old angel statue that has broke in many areas. With one hand, the angel is holding some sort of bowl, while the other hand is hovering over the bowl. You notice that there is only 2 remaining fingers on the angel's other hand. Creepy. You feel you should keep your distance and just observe the statue. Wise decision. Statue on the left. You see an old statue of an angel that has been consumed by vines of thorn. The angel is holding a book in one hand, the other with one finger pointed up towards the sky. Okay. You feel it best to leave the statue alone. It feels like a clue. somehow, but I don't know to what yet. Inspect the fountain. Left 1, middle 0, right 2, maybe? Maybe. Yeah, we'll go back and we'll try that. There's a dark haze about the fountain. The water is black and the smell burns with every breath. You feel a slight pull toward the fountain as if it were calling for something. Click right 2 times and left once. Yeah. So if we exit the gated area and we go back to the tree. So we want to do right, left. The knobs lock in place. You hear the rumbling of rocks as the ground starts to shift underneath you. Good catch! That's terrifying, but really cool at the same time. Everything goes dark as you sink below the surface. The hole above you seals up, trapping you underground. You find yourself with no evident way out but the path before you into the darkness. Your only choice is to move forward. You see 3 separate paths within the walls of the cavern. Which path do you choose? Right? The passageway divides before you. Where do you go? You know what? We're gonna do right, left again. Oh, or not. The passageway soon ends with an enlarged mushroom sitting in front of you. A steady river of water flows between you and the mushroom. Inspect the mushroom. Go back. Inspect it. You walk toward the mushroom as if there was something more than what meets the eye. Walking forward, you take a step into the water. To your dismay, your foot hits no bottom and you fall in. You reach to grab hold of the edge of the surface, but your body freezes stiff. You lose your sight completely as the chilling water sends your body into shock. Without any sense of touch and warmth, your lifeless body sinks into the darkness. Your adventure ends here. Well, that was fun. Go back. All right. Go left this time. You walk forward into the dark, unsure of what lies beyond. 2 paths you may go. Which do you choose? We're gonna keep going right. And this seems like a bad idea. As you make your way forward, you discover a large cavern. An old-looking ship rests against the edge of the lake with debris scattered about the surrounding area. Inspect the ship. You cautiously walk down toward the ship. The air is chilling and you fear it won't be a good idea to stay too long. The possibility of discovering something that can help you drives you to explore. You climb aboard the ship. As you take a moment to observe your surroundings, you are only welcomed by the trickle of water brushing against the wood of the ship. You move about to see where you could go. Every footstep you take feels heavy as you hear the sound of wood cracking under your feet. You feel this ship has been here for quite some time. You explore under the deck of the ship. Nothing but the sound of your footsteps bounce about the structure of the ship. From one room to another, you come to discover a kitchen. Although there is nothing unique about it, you feel you should take a moment to inspect it. We'll start with the drawers. You pull one out after another, finding that they have been emptied. Dust spreads about the air as you disturb their rest. Checking underneath, you discover a rusty knife resting on the floor. You find that there are plenty of hardened rat droppings dotting the edge of the wall. You take the knife in hopes that you may defend yourself with it. Okay. Inspect the oven. You see a lone pot resting upon a dusty stovetop. You gaze downward and open the oven door. Nothing but ash fills the oven chamber. You close the oven door. All right. Moving on. You continue your lonely tour of the ship, only to find that there is nothing of use or value. You make your way back to the deck and decide to continue your search. Again, you find nothing much but empty rooms, left to remain in dark solitude. You discover a door with fancy markings about the woodwork. Perhaps this is where the captain resided. You discover the room of the captain. Unlike the other parts of the ship, everything seems to have been left alone in this room. Before you rests an old wooden desk with papers and assumed belongings of the captain. There is a small bed off near the corner of the room and some chairs in the other. You have a feeling deep down that you shouldn't take anything. Other than the lamp and other objects, there is a small stack of papers in contrast to a lone paper resting by itself. Approaching the desk, you begin to inspect the papers resting on the desk. Loan document. Notice to the crew. Due to our unexpected predicament, everyone is being split up into groups of 2 and 3. Scouting assignments will be given until we find a more habitable place to settle. For now, we must do what we can. Okay. Peering about the papers of this collective pile of documents, you realize that most of these are personal notes or journal entries. You pick a few and begin to read. Day 7. The voyage has gone quite smooth as we begin our second week away from home. The spirits of the men are high as we anticipate the discovery of new lands that lie beyond our documented knowledge. It has been my dream to accomplish something world-changing. Together, we move forward with full hearts and unbreakable spirits. Day 66. Damn, that was a big jump. It has been just over 2 months out at sea, and we have yet to discover anything new. We have suffered through many storms, and sickness has plagued the ship recently. Several of my favored crew have passed on to the next life. I see the growing doubt in the eyes of my fellow laborers as our voyage continues day after day. Food rations have been cut in half in fear that we may have to turn back. I dare not let myself think of failure. Those men who have lost their lives, the sacrifices to make this voyage possible, I cannot let them be in vain. Day 91. It has come to roughly 3 months out here on the endless blue. With much pain, we have turned around. Yes, we are headed for home port. We have just enough food to make it back. I just hope we have a smooth journey. The spirits of the crew are low and bitter due to our failure. I do not let myself get caught up in thinking of it. Truly, we did not intend for this to happen. All right. Seeing that there is little left to see, you take your leave. The wood under your feet clackle. Is that a word? Clackle as you exit the vessel. It's a good word. You make your way back to where the tunnel divides. Because that was the right? So left? You move forward into the darkness. You see 3 separate paths within the walls of the cavern. Which path do you choose? Now, I don't know if they're reusing this image or if we've been here before. So I'm going to go forward in case we have been here before. You cautiously step forward into the darkness. You come to a divide. Which way do you go? Start with the right. You hear a subtle echo of shifting rocks before you. That's not good. That's not good. An eye appears before you as its gaze pierces the darkness. Oh, don't like that. Before you can do anything, tentacles burst from the ground and grip your body.